the first question is, how have all the boys pulled up after that game in Sydney, which wasn't too long ago, just on Friday night? How have they pulled up?
Yeah, look, everyone's pulled up except I've got to give some bad news. Harry Sutter. Harry copped a knock late in the game. The medical staff obviously reviewed Harry to see how he was and said that he wouldn't be available probably for Tuesday night. So he's gone back home early to try and get himself ready for his game on the weekend. But other than that, everyone is in great shape, ready to go and improve on the performance from Friday night.
Where's the knock to, Graham? Like what's the injury down?
Yeah, in his ankle. So he's the swelling of it would have taken too long to come down, and he wouldn't have been able to train. And look, at the end of the day, we've got to have more faith in just one person, one player, and it gives an opportunity to other players to come in. You'll see Bailey Wright step in for him tomorrow night, and Bailey obviously is doing great at his club, but also he's done great for us every time he's played and started, and I look forward to seeing him and other players perform.
Playing a cautious approach with Harry, or is it something that is going to hamper, I guess?
No. It was touch and go. So, it's he probably felt himself that it was, if I asked him and said, listen, 50-50, which way, well then, more cautious for this one game. But as I said, it's more about, giving other players an opportunity, and we need to build depth, and that's the whole thing. It's I've been doing this for now 4 years, trying to build depth as we go along, and the depth is getting deeper and deeper. And as I said, it's an opportunity to give more players a chance.
So some of those other players get the chance. Any other rotations you have in mind? Any debuts or any of those youngsters that didn't see the fields going to get a chance?
Well, I haven't told the players yet, so let's. But there will be probably 5 or 6 changes from the starting lineup. Again, what's important is the blend. We can't just throw all kids in on their own. We've got to make sure that we've got the senior players out there and around them to help them with their debuts or early in their careers. But it will be a good blend of two.
How special is it being back in Melbourne, Graham, and seeing the World Cup in Australia?
Yeah, I can't believe it was this that inspired the players enormously. But when I say this, it's just amazing. And when I first got sent the video of it, I thought someone was taking the mickey out of me, because I hadn't seen those type of scenes since probably the America's Cup, all those years ago, and to see that type of thing. And I said this before, that by the time we got to the Denmark game, and we were seeing all these scenes right around Australia, especially for the Argentina game as well. It was before the Denmark game. It wasn't really a tactical video session I had to give. It was just the fan sides, the inspiration of the nation, and the players, you could see it, tears in their eyes, and they walked out of the meeting they would have done anything to win that game against Denmark.
It was a great quote from Alex Robson over the last couple of days. Let's try and win the World Cup.
Yeah.
You spoke before about how you're building depth, and that's really the driver. Can you take us inside the 4 walls and how are things going for the national team?
Look, the things are going well, and when I say that, it's another process. And again, when I started 4 years ago, and I could see the age of the squad, there was only one way I could fix it, and I had to do the Olympic team as well. And but Tony Vidmar's now doing the Olympic team. There's some good kids coming through there. We've got the Olympics to work hard and prepare to qualify for, and we need the help from all the A-League clubs and the preparation for those kids to be able to get to that. And you've seen what that can do from just a quick fix. When I took the Olympic team, that there's now most of the Socceroos team is that Olympic team. So that's how quickly lives can change for kids at that age, and it's just important that we keep supporting those kids, but also giving the kids the opportunity against this type of opposition. If I said to Riley McGree tomorrow, how many times have you played against a South American top South American opposition? He'd say once, Argentina. Tomorrow's his second. And these type of learning processes is so crucial for major tournaments, that when they get to a major tournament, whether it's the Olympics or the World Cup, they know they belong. And I do believe that the boys now feel they belong.
Sorry, you just mentioned Riley there. So he was ill for the previous
Yeah.
game, but he's pulled up now and he's ready to play.
Of course, he will start. I can't wait because he's been in unbelievable form at Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough on the edge of hopefully promotion and to give us another English Premier League player. But Riley's form has just been incredible.
Nestri, any chance to see Nestri tomorrow, Graham? Nestri.
We'll see.
Thomas?
Just on Riley for a second there. Where do you think he's developed his game over the course of the past 18 months? He's obviously become sort of more of a winger now. He's probably more of a number 8 or a number 10 in the A-League. What aspects of his game do you think he's improved?
Just everything. Mentally, I think if you asked him 2 years ago, when we went to the Olympics and that, he would have questioned whether he belonged on that stage. But the more you do it, the more you believe. And he honestly now believes he belongs at the top. And when you when you look at what he's been doing, Riley, and it's the same with all the other players, the other kids. And again, I'm going to say it here, but we just need the A-League to play more games. It's crazy. 25 games is not enough. And if you look at the kids that have gone overseas and that were with Riley at the Olympic team, they're all playing now 50, 60 games a year. So the more you do something, the more you're going to improve. So when you ask about Riley, what's he improved on? Probably without coaching, just physically, his body's changed completely as he's much more an athlete because he's playing much more. Technically, he's so much better because he's doing it more every day. And mentally, he believes so much more in himself, and that's a massive thing.
And another one in that boat's probably Connor Metcalf as well, one of Jacko's teammates at St. Pauli.
Yeah.
He seems to have made a really big leap in the past few months now.
Yeah.
He's been given consistent game time, 8 wins in 8 starts in a row.
You're a St. Pauli fan, are you?
I love the club, what can I say? But yeah, where do you see his game, and do you think he can be deployed in sort of more attacking areas like he's been doing in St. Pauli?
Improved out of sight. But again, it's, we can sit here and I could probably name 100 kids that, could go up to another level, but they just need to play more football. The less you do something, the worse you get at it. So it's the more you play. If you're a golfer and you want to get to a low handicap, what do you do? And it's the same in football. I know it's a team sport, but it's also very much an individual sport as well.
So, Honey, are you a fan of recent moves with expansion and will take the season to 30 games home and away and then NSV coming in?
100%. People talk relegation, promotion, relegation. Yeah, do they do it in any other sport in Australia? Do they do it in America? So just expand and give kids more of an opportunity to fulfil their dreams, because when you restrict those, then you're taking away kids' lives. So give them a chance.
I think you've talked about this series being a welcome home, a celebration of the Socceroos feud, but now we've gotten into this second game, do you start turning it, as we talked about, 5-6 changes maybe, looking towards the future as the new cycle, it is really starting now? Is this where you start to look at, especially guys like McGree coming in?
Yeah, look, publicly, yes, obviously it's a welcome home and it's an opportunity for the fans and the players to say thank you, but internally for me it's right from the day I re-signed, it was all about these games being preparation and for the Asian Cup. That's all I'm focusing on at the moment. Is I'm not even looking past the Asian Cup at all. It's just about getting players ready for that. We've used these 2 games. I want some good games in June, September. Obviously we got England at Wembley, my dream, in October. So and our World Cup qualifiers start in November. So it's just important in this little window we do have of 6 months that we build depth and we get ready for that.
So with that in mind, how are you looking at the next 3? Because you've got 3 months of friendlies and then a World Cup qualifier. Are you going to look to bring as many bodies as possible into camp over that period, or do you want to nail down a consistent squad which you envision taking to the Asian Cup?
Yeah, no, look, I think I will give players an opportunity, especially in June. I think that that's a good time to rest some who've just come off the back of a World Cup, and also, going to an Asian Cup, rest some, but give some players an opportunity to build depth.
Go to Nick.
Had an opportunity now to sort of assess Friday night's game, and obviously I was looking back on it. What sort of, challenge are you expecting from Ecuador again tomorrow? And what sort of
Look, yeah, I think people underestimate that. They finished 4th or 5th in South America qualifiers, and they're they missed out on getting the last 16 in the World Cup on goal difference. So, they're going through a phase as well with a new coach. But, for me, it's about what we're doing. And, I was very impressed with the performance the other night. I thought that, when we got to making the substitutions, we were very good as a team, together, collectively. When the young ones come on, it's a whole new thing. And it was a little bit disjointed, but that's a learning process. And it's where the senior boys need to step up a little bit and help those younger ones through those initiations and those times.
That's a perfect ending. Speaking of one of the senior players, I might bring in Bailey Wright to do some Q&As.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for your support.
Oh, Bailey, we've just been told you're coming in for Harry Sitter in your hometown. How's that got you feeling?
Yeah, it's obviously any opportunity when you come in with the national team is always special, and you always want to be out on that pitch and represent your country. So yeah, to get that opportunity to play, in particular here in Melbourne's always close to my heart. I'll be able to share that with friends and family, which you don't get to do too often when you live the other side of the world. So yeah, I'm buzzing as are all the lads for the game, and yeah, it should be good.
Harry's obviously been such a presence at the World Cup, and then even in the last friendly. What's Arnie told you, or what are you going to do to sort of step in and make that position your own?
Yeah, I think I've worked with Arnie and the team for a number of years now. So on that note, I know what to expect. I know what's asked and what's required from us as individuals, but also the collective of the team plan. So obviously H and what he's done has been incredible. Obviously the World Cup was a real ride for us all, and he was one of our standout performers. And I've played a number of games, and I know what it's like to represent the country and to play. And like I said, I'm fully aware of what's expected of me, and I think Arnie just wants me to go and play my game and go out there and make sure we do the job.
Speak to the World Cup. You talked about how important the mental side of the game was for you. But that was at the World Cup, the culmination of a 4-year journey. Now that you're at the start of the new one, how does that change for somebody like you, that thinking process?
Yeah, I think we're at the start of a new cycle, like you said, and it's pretty exciting when you see some of the boys that are coming in and some of the boys that are still here. I think we've got a real blend of experience and youth, and a lot to be excited about. And for me, it's I guess I want to be out on that pitch and I want to be playing, but I also want to play my part and share any, I guess, knowledge and experience I have with some of the younger boys to help their journey and help them in I guess little aspects of their game, and it might be a chat here and there, or pushing the standards and trying to make them aware of what levels they can probably get to and little things that might help. So I'm not alone in kind of sharing that amongst young boys. There's young boys that are teaching me every day, and there's us senior boys that are helping them. So I think the culture is strong, and I think that's a testament to the culture that we've got that environment where we want to help each other, not just on the football pitch, but off it as well.
Bailey obviously made the move to Rotherham in January. I guess how has that helped you personally start to play a little bit more consistently against regular games? I guess how has that helped you go this last season?
Yeah, I think those that know me know I'm not very a happy person when I'm not playing. I'm happy, but I need that competitive edge. I want to be playing week in, week out. I want to be out there battling and fighting for wins and representing my team. And I guess I had played a good few games at Sunderland this year, but not as many as I'd like, and I felt my maybe opportunities were a little bit limited there, and Rotherham sort of gave me the opportunity to go and, I hate saying go and just play football, because I think wherever you go you have to earn the right and earn the shirt, and wherever you go that you got to respect your teammates. So for me it was very much go on there and fight for my place and try to get the shirt and play as many games as I can. And a big part of any club decision is, in the back of your mind, is playing to give yourself the best chance to be stood here. And it's pretty special when you get to represent your country, and you want to do all you can to make that as achievable as possible.
You're probably one of the older players in the squad now. Do you relish that opportunity to sort of be a mentor to some of the younger players coming through?
Yeah, of course. I think Zappa's got my age wrong now. I think he thought I was the oldest one here, but Aziz actually is. But no, it's an honour to be one of the older boys. It's I guess when you you kind of get an added responsibility naturally, but also I guess is what we take as a group is helping the young boys. I think it's, I love seeing the next generation come through. I remember when I was in their shoes and I had senior boys helping me like Mille, Millsy and Timmy, and that's just to name a few. There's some really top senior boys there that helped me and I learn a lot from. So now I guess I have that role in many ways to help these young boys. But like I said just before, I'm always learning from them. The new generation have skills and abilities and see things from a different perspective that maybe I don't. So it's about being open-minded to help them, but also to listen and let them help you. So it's a privileged position to be in, to I guess be a senior boy and still be part of this. I want to be part of it for as long as I can. I'm 30 years old. I like to think I've got many good years ahead of me, but I know it's that's getting shorter. But no, I love what I do and I never take it for granted.
Still got 2026 in your sights then, Bailey?
100%. Yeah, I want to play this for as long as I can and be part of this. We often say as a group, it's coming in and being part of this, and you really do relive your childhood dream every time you get to wear the tracksuit. You come in and wear that shirt. I don't think it ever gets old. I don't think it'll ever wear off, and only a select few really get to experience it. So that alone's pretty amazing.
Just as a Melburnian, having seen the scenes in Fed Square, how keen you see that sort of maybe fans walk the walk a little bit and pack out Marvel Stadium?
Yeah, I think to coming back home and playing in Australia, and like I say, in particular Melbourne, when we saw the scenes and what we did to this place, I think you just look at the roof and you can see some real evidence of what was going on here. But I get goosebumps now thinking about what we did to a nation, what we did to Fed Square, and how it brought everyone together. So we're back here playing now, and we want to get as many people down there supporting us as we can at Marvel, and make sure we put on a show for many people, and hopefully they keep coming back and support us all the way.
That's a good note to end on. And from the junior to the senior.
Thank you.
Doing my best to get sales going.
Thank you. How long has it been since you've been home? We'll just clarify that one.
I'm not sure because I missed the Vietnam game.
Yeah.
Because I was snowed in Turkey.
Do you want to just get a little bit closer?
So I can't remember.
Well, on
last time
that
I played,
note, Aziz Behich, I'll hand over to the floor. Who wants to lead off? Joey?
Well, Aziz got the start last week. Sounds like you're going to get the start again. How much will it mean to you to start a game here in your hometown for the first time in memory?
Yeah. Look, it's always special just to play for your country, but obviously it adds that it's a bit more special, obviously in front of family and friends that will be at the stadium. So look, really excited. It's nice to be back in Melbourne, and especially off the back of a great World Cup.
How's it been having young Geordie Boss sort of snapping at your heels?
Yeah, look, it's great. Obviously it's always good to have a lot of young boys coming in, and and Arnie's always been good for that, and making sure that obviously if they do well at their club, and that goes the same for us older boys as well, do well at your club and you'll get selected. So look, we've got a great bunch of young boys coming in now for the first time, and we're just trying to lead the way for them.
How do you balance that? Because obviously you want to mentor these young boys and you want to make them the best players they can, but at the same time I imagine you want to play football as well, and Geordie Boss can't start if you're starting. How do you balance those two things? Yeah,
definitely. Look, it's a competitive nature, but I think it's all, we're all on the same path. We're all leading towards the same goal, and our full focus is obviously this start of this new campaign, which was the other night, and I think we did well. And obviously the Asian Cup coming up. That's the next plan, and what we're looking forward to next. So look, obviously there's players in every position. We compete. We push each other, but at the end of the day, we're all leading towards the same goal.
Harry, tomorrow, do you have to step up with the extra? You're already a leader on the pitch, obviously, but is there anything extra you've got to do to sort of help out there?
No, look, obviously, I've been around long enough, and I do my best to help the boys around me, and make sure we're doing our jobs right. And look, obviously Harry's a great player for us, but look, we've got players to step in. Obviously, Bale's. He's been around a long time as well, so and with a lot of experience. So, look, we've got great depth within the whole squad. So, I think it's a great opportunity for someone else to put their hand up and show Arnie what they can do.
How are you feeling about your role at the moment? Is this sort of a few times against Ecuador last week. You were stepping up next to Aiden sort of when a few of the boys went forward. How are you finding your position in this team at the moment?
Yeah, look, it's hasn't changed much from the World Cup. You know, obviously I try to lead by example on the pitch. Like I said, I've been around for a while, so obviously, you know, it was Aiden's first game, and you know, just trying to help him, but didn't seem like he needed much. You know, he didn't look out of place at all. So yeah, look, that's our job. Obviously, just try to guide the guys. You know, they're obviously here for a reason, and that's because of their qualities and what they're doing at their club level.
Does this only speaks about building towards the Asian Cup? I guess in these friendlies, what does the team need to get out of it? What does the team need to work on so we're competitive, hopefully winning the trophy in the Asian Cup?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, you know, we call these friendlies, but they're really not. You saw the other night. You know, we've got to just keep that winning mentality going. You know, obviously we've got a lot of improvement. Obviously the result was great. You know, we did play well, but you know, we analysed the game and where we can improve on. So going into this next game, it's going to be no different. We're just going to try up it up a notch. And obviously, like I said, keep that winning mentality, because that becomes a habit. And yeah, leading into the Asian Cup, you know, you want to go in there with momentum.
You received a lot of plaudits for how you performed at the World Cup. Does that give you a lot of confidence moving forward into tomorrow night and into the near future?
Yeah, look, I just try, like I said, I just try to do my job. You know, and I've realised, you know, if I'm playing consistent at my club level, you know, that's when I'm performing my best football. So, you know, I took that into the World Cup, and obviously I want to take it into these games as well. And like you said, you know, we've got a great group here now, so we're all competing for spots and making sure, as long as I'm fit, my hand will always be up for selection.
Any more?
But just, sorry to go back to the Melbourne thing, but like Melbourne has been a very important place for your career. You obviously played A-League here, but even before that you're playing senior football for Hume, Angry and Gully. Just, what do you think the Melbourne football culture is as somebody that was brought up in it and raised in it?
Yeah, look, for me it's special. Like you said, you know, I pretty much went through all the ranks at state level, and I had the opportunity to play for Victory and Melbourne Heart. So yeah, look, for me it's always going to be a special spot in my career, and something I always look back on. You know, especially when I'm back in the national team. You know, it's been a long road to get here. Like you said, playing for Hume and Green Gully as well. So, you know, and obviously seeing these scenes at Fed Square, you know, makes you want to come back and play Melbourne even more. You know, gave us all goosebumps watching them during the World Cup. Obviously, we're so far away. So, look, really excited for Tuesday night, and yeah, can't wait to get out there.
How many family and friends are you going to have in the crowd?
Yeah, I'm just still snatching tickets off boys. So, you know, yeah, no, look, I'll have a fair few out there. So, yeah, it will be a nice moment.
Probably one of the most passionate people when he saw the scenes back in the mix zone, I think it was. We're showing him the vision after the game. So,
Yeah.
TV's still okay? Okay, we'll go.
I mean, we just touched on the scenes at Fed Square. How special were they for you, and how much do you want to see, I guess, that turnout come to Marvel tomorrow?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, it's one of the highlights of the whole experience for us. We're seeing the scenes at home and here in particular for us Melbourne boys. And yeah, hoping that we can get a similar reception tomorrow night at Marvel. It's great to be back, and yeah, it's a bit surreal, obviously, standing here and, you know, seeing flared burn marks in the ceiling, and yeah, it was absolutely incredible.
Now that you've had a chance to go back and absorb it, what do you make of the game as Friday, Jackson, particularly, you know, the form? Were you satisfied with the performance?
Yeah, to a degree. You know, you can never be too satisfied. You always want to improve and find the details that we can. But with a change of a few personnel, and obviously against a really tough opponent, top team, to get a good result and play in the way we did, I thought we pressed really well. Obviously, scoring from that was a particularly nice moment. Scoring from set play, scoring different kinds of goals is always a good thing. But I think we've just given ourselves a baseline now of the levels and standards of performance that we set, and we have to continue to maintain that. And you know, the young boys lifted their game massively to settle into, as I say, what was a difficult opposition.
Because heading into the next week, if you flash back to 4 years ago, you've now grown to the point where you're one of the leaders in the dressing room. You're also one of the faces of this team doing things like this. How would you describe this journey, and what do you want to accomplish both on and off the field in the next 4 years?
Yeah, just continue to grow. You know, I think that journey for us over the last 4 years was unique, and kind of came to a head over the playoff games and into the World Cup. That last kind of 6 months was just hugely intense, and yeah, for us, just as I said it after the game, it's about harnessing the energy and everything that we've brought over that last year and taking it forward and continuing to grow as a group. And as you say, for myself, different role for me within the team now and on and off the field, and helping the younger players grow into their new roles as well, because they're going to make up the core of this team for the years to come. And hoping to help guide them, as I say, on and off the field as well. And for me, that's probably one of the things I'm most excited about, is seeing the growth that they've got in front of them, and we've seen it already, obviously, with some of their progressions even since the World Cup.
I was just add to assist the way Hayden O'Neill slotted into the midfield.
Yeah, he's a class act. He's going to be a top player. Already has got so much about him. Really excited to see where his career can come, and I think he's going to be a part of this setup moving forward. Really impressive debut, and it gives you a sense of security and that in the middle of the park. He's got a big future ahead of him.
On new faces, Alex Robertson. I mean, he came on, obviously looked like he couldn't part perfectly. I guess just your thoughts on him and how he's sort of coming to camp.
It's just the new generation, modern footballer. No fear, no backward step. Came in, as fiery a debut as I've seen in a long time. He didn't look out of place at all. He's got, of course, he's got the technical quality, but to come in and show that bite and that desire, he really left a big impression on the group and on the public as well, I'm sure.
You talked before about how you pressed as a team. You're pressing as part of a front two. How much do you relish those opportunities to get into the attacking areas? You got on the score sheet the other night. You've been scoring quite a bit for St. Pauli as well.
Yeah, as I say, I'm capable of playing in obviously a variety of different roles, and I have done within the national team over the last few years. And I think that's probably what I bring most to this team, is trying to do a job and get the best out of the players around me. And that job the other night was to play up beside Juki and be part of a higher press and win the ball back in dangerous areas and try and be effective in the box. And two key moments in the first half I was lucky enough to be fortunate enough to be a part of through those tactics. So I thought it worked really well. Me and Juki work well off each other in those areas. So for me, when you're scoring goals, when things are dropping for you in the box, it's great to find yourself in higher positions more often.
Anna? Yeah, Jackson, we just mentioned you pushed up a bit, but we've seen a few different faces come through midfield. You mentioned Hayden and Alex. Obviously, Connor Metcalf, you over a lot. Riley slot in there before. Does it feel like a time of transition, especially with guys like Aaron just temporarily out of the picture? It's a good opportunity to sort of bring these guys through and see where the future lies.
Yeah, to a certain extent. Yeah, I think it's about blending it, I guess, because we've got a really good core of players who have now been a part of the setup, as you say, for a number of years and know exactly what we need, and then these younger players that can come in and we can help develop them into what we need to be a part of this group. And as you say, like for myself and Aaron, we're probably playing some of the best football of our careers at the moment as well. And someone like Riley's in an incredible position. He's a core part of this team now. I wouldn't even call him a transition player. He's front and center of what we're trying to do. And for Connor, obviously I work with day to day, and the improvement there, especially over the last 6 months, has been incredible. So he's got big things in front of him too. So yeah, it's a mixture of obviously transition, but more so a blending of bringing these newer faces into what's already an established group.
Just to ask you, just personally, how much are you just enjoying life right now? You're captaining and playing for a St. Pauli team that seems to fit you like a glove. One of the faces of the national team, speaking out and raising your voice around issues that are really important to you, and people are listening to you when you're doing that. Just how much are you enjoying being Jackson Irvine right now?
It's been since the World Cup. Yeah, life's taken probably a few twists and turns I probably wasn't expecting. For my club, being a part of that community and that team is probably, I don't know if it's the reason that everything else has clicked into place in a lot of ways, or if everything that's happening in my life on and off the field just seems to be clicking in at the same time. And speaking on when you talk about the issues and everything, I've obviously had a lot of people come up to me since I've been in Melbourne and in Australia talking about how proud they were of the World Cup. But at the same time, I've had people come up to me and say how proud of us they were for making statements on human rights. And for me as a player, that means more, just as much, if not more, than obviously what we achieved on the pitch. So everything seems to be clicking into place at the moment, scoring goals and playing good football and being a part of this this team, just coming back and seeing these faces again and being a part of this group is so special, and yeah, embrace it every time.